We don't normally do a countdown anymore, but for an episode as eventful as this, it really kind of only feels right to have it. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the Allied Rivals are back with a special guest today. See you in 10 seconds.
Rivals.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the one and only Allied Rivals podcast. Comment section's already blowing up. My name's AJ Herschel. Right there you got Cademan Bauer. This is the Allied Rivals podcast. How you doing today, Cade?
AJ, I'm doing great. It's going to be a great day. Not only do we have Allied Rivals, but we have a guest today. If you didn't see the title of this video, I just told you what it's going to be. And Packers game today. We have Aaron Rodgers back. Russell Wilson's coming back, so this should be a good game.
Yeah, and AJ, unfortunately, I'm doing good, man. Georgia rolled over Tennessee. We went down 10-7 and then went on to score 34 unanswered points. So, yeah, I'm doing good. I don't have to watch the Bears lose this week, which is nice. So I'm pretty happy about that, to be honest. We get a bye week. Comment section's blowing up already. Lightning Bauer, Falcon Boy 117, Porter Drinks, and Josiah Rizzo all in the comment section. And Caleb Diego showing up at the last minute as well. Let's go, everybody. We're going to be talking about the NBA Power Rankings today. And we're not just doing this ourselves. We're going to have a special guest. And Porter Drinks had already commented, who's the special guest going to be? And I don't know, Cademan, do you have a special guess on who the guest is to answer Porter Drinks' question?
I actually don't have a special guest, but should we just pull him on at this point?
I mean, we don't. It was kind of a bad question because you already know who the guest is. All right, welcome, Porter.
But I didn't have to guess.
One and only Allied Rivals podcast. He was in the comment section before we even started, throwing all of y'all off. As long as you didn't read the description beforehand, then you would have known who it was. But anyway, Porter Drinks.
I'm excited to be here. Oh my gosh, it is finally a long time in the waiting. I've been watching this channel for a while. Excited to talk some NBA with you guys. Got my Slurpee. You already know, as Porter Drinks, I've always got a drink on me. Let's get into this video.
Let's do it.
NBA Power Rankings.
Big M in the comment section already hyping up Porter Drinks. Let's go. All right.
Sure.
You brought the fan base with you today, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. What's your channel? What's your channel like? What kind of sports are you into? Give us the rundown, man.
All right. Number one team out of any sport, any level, Green Bay Packers. That's the best team in the NFL. Super Bowl bound this year. I say it every year, but this year, I hope it happens. At the college level, I love Wisconsin, LSU. Baseball, I watch the Cubs. And then NBA, I'm all over the place. Big Tyler Hero fan. I like Jared Allen. I like Damian Lillard. And as far as Porter Drinks go, it's a drink reviewing channel. Started about a year ago on a whim. Let's just go review some drinks, put on YouTube, and see what happens. So about 300 subscribers, a couple of videos a week. It's a great time. Check it out sometime. But right now, check out the LA Rivals.
There you go. Yes, thanks very much, Porter. Yeah, thanks for being with us, man. We're excited to have someone formerly in the comment section actually on an episode today. It's really cool, man.
I'm excited to do this.
Right, well.
Oh, yeah. Well, before we even get started, I got to ask, it's your thing. What's the drink? What do you think? I mean, that's your thing, man. What do you think?
Drink today, we went out to 7-Eleven, and we got the Sprite Cranberry Slurpee. Brand new holiday edition. LeBron James, in the commercial. Very iconic thing. 10 out of 10. I really love the Sprite Cranberry slushie. It doesn't get much better than this. 33 ounces of pure goodness, baby.
There you go. That's the way to put it.
Yes, sir.
Our comment section is already having a riot, it seems. I'm not sure whether they're talking about the Falcons or the Packers. Probably both. Talking about the Falcons getting absolutely smacked by the Cowboys and then a riot going over about the Packers and whether they're actually going to win the Super Bowl this year, as Porter has predicted for 10 years in a row. But it's not about the NFL. It's not about the NFL right now, gentlemen. It may look like Cademan's wearing a minor league baseball hat. I'm wearing a baseball sweater, and Porter's wearing a football hat. Ignore our lack of consistency, all right? It's time to talk about the NBA. Cademan, how about you introduce our number 30 team? We'll try to blow through the lower teams really fast because they all have like 4-1 wins. So let's start with that.
Yeah. Number 30, Houston Rockets. 2 years ago, this was a great team because they had James Harden and Russell Westbrook. They have no one now, and they are absolute garbage.
I couldn't name 2 players on this team. Okay, Harden's gone, Westbrook's gone. I couldn't tell you what the name of the coaches on the Rockets. This team is nothing. Okay, obviously the worst team in the NBA this year.
And it hurts because this team has some really good young players. They drafted really well. Jalen Green and Christian Wood are looking like 2 of the best young stars in the NBA for the future.
Oh,
but this team they have no depth at all. And 32-year-old John Wall. So
John Wall, baby.
Moving on, number 29, the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion isn't playing. Brandon Ingram's been in and out. All of their depth is now gone. The team is a mess. They have 2 wins now, so they're not 30 anymore, but still, it's just not the same.
My take on this team, once my 300-pound life Zion Williamson gets back on the court, he's going to be doing great things. He should be doing great things. You know, people saying he's the next LeBron, next Jordan. Hopefully he does good. Hopefully the Pelicans move up once he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, number 28, the Detroit Pistons. Last year's worst team, so they're on a better track than they were last year. Go Pistons. But there's still nothing exciting about their offense.
Mm-hmm.
Not much going for them on defense. They're just not able to create turnovers, get on the boards, make any shots, really. Just a really sad team.
Yeah. Sad town also. Sad sports town. 0-8, Detroit Lions.
That's true.
Lost the bye week also.
That is true. Now, to be fair, I know y'all are hating on the Pistons and everything, but they have talent on this roster. They played the Nets to 6. Sure, the only team they beat was the Rockets and then like the Magic, and they're losing games. But Cade Cunningham was out for almost the entirety of the beginning of the season. They got big boy Luka Garza, who I love, who's going to be great. This team is going to be good in like 3 or 4 years. But right now, they just don't have the chemistry to match up with a bunch of vets. We got some NBA comments. Big M saying the Bulls are going to win it all, but Jalen Green is a GOAT. We'll get to the Bulls later. Drop your prediction about where we're going to rank them. He also says, wait until Zion comes back. It's over for the league. Lightning Bauer predicts Zion's injuries won't last him more than 3 more years, and Falcon Boy thinks Zion start a food chain. But what do you guys think? That's a good that's a good question. Zion has had injury problems. Do you think this is a thing that's going to happen like the rest of his career? Porter, you said you're the Zion fan. What do you think, man?
I mean, his size, he's obviously got a lot of mass, a lot of muscle moving around. So, I mean, the size and the muscle, that should keep him from getting injured as much because he's not the one getting pushed around. He's the one pushing around. But, I mean, he's got this one injury. Hopefully it doesn't turn to 2 and 3. I can't really make a prediction as far as what will happen with his body, but hopefully he comes back in as well.
Fair enough. Cade, what do you think?
I wouldn't be surprised if he kept getting injuries and if he had a short career because of that. As Porter said, he's a big boy and he should be pushing people around, which he does. But I think it's just wearing down on his body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to number 27, we got the T-Wolves in Minnesota with my boy out of UGA, Ant-Man.
Doing great.
Yes, sir. I'm so happy he's doing well. Too bad the rest of the team just isn't. Pat Bev plays defense because that's what Pat Bev does. D'Angelo Russell can't shoot so far this year, and Cat is Cat. So this is the same T-Wolves we've watched for the last 3 years.
What do you think about a Karl-Anthony Towns trade to the Bulls? I heard that kind of floated up in the air for a little bit.
I don't think we have any pieces to move. That's the problem. We have no draft picks after getting Lonzo, DeMar, and Vooch. So I just don't think we have the pieces to be able to trade for him. But as much as I love to see him in Chicago, don't think it happens.
All right, well, let's go to number 26, the Orlando Magic. The Magic are what are they? Are they the bottom team in the Eastern?
They are the bottom team in the Eastern Conference. Yeah,
that's nice. So yeah, they have no offense as well.
Is Cole Anthony the guy on that team that's doing good?
Yep. It's Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony and Franz Wagner.
Yeah,
Michigan guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Magic just have had no chemistry through this season with their offense.
True.
It's been really sad to watch. Their defense isn't that bad, or it isn't bad at all, but it's hard to play defense consistent like a whole game when you can't score.
Yeah.
This is a franchise that really never recovered after Shaq left. It's been
true. And then they had Dwight, and then his knees gave out, and it's just been downhill since then. We got a quote from Zion in the comments from Falcon Boy. 2 number 9s, a large 9 soda, and number 6 extra dip, 2 number 40. Okay, basically he's saying Zion eats too much. We get the joke. Number 25. Number 25, we've got the Indiana Pacers, who we've put a little low. They're 6-8. They knocked off the Sixers and the Jazz in back-to-back games. But do you guys think this is going to keep going? This is a really weird team. Brogdon, LeVert, Sabonis. What do you guys think? Do the Pacers keep this streak going?
I mean, I like Sabonis. He's been playing good. Brogdon, he always could be a scorer. He always could be a great scorer. LeVert hasn't really done a crazy amount since leaving Brooklyn, so I got nothing on this team really.
Yeah, Cade, anything about the Pacers?
I love Brogdon because he played for the Bucks and he was great. And Justin Holiday is fine. He's not as good as the other Holiday that we have, but he's fine. And I actually enjoy watching him play. And you know what? LeVert, cool, but there's just not enough depth and chemistry on this team for it to last enough.
Yeah, I agree. 24, San Antonio Spurs, and this. To me, this is the weirdest team in the NBA. Yep.
It's like your Raiders.
Yeah, it's like they have all of these players between 22 and 27, and they don't know what to do with them. And granted, this is Greg Popovich we're talking about. So in 6 years after they amass all their draft picks, they're going to win another 7 finals. But right now,
it's a well-coached team. They're not putting up great results, so we'll see what happens the rest of the year.
Yeah, they don't have the star power to keep up with it. And Falcon Boy puts it succinctly, San Antonio sucks.
New team name.
Thank you.
New team name.
All right, number 23, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Porter, do you have any thoughts on this team?
I mean, this is probably the team in the league I don't know a ton about. I know they got Alexander. Is he still on that team? Is that?
They still got Shea.
Okay, he's still, he still could be a good player in this league. He's still, his way up. But this is a team that they had Chris Paul for a little while after they had Russell for a while, but they really haven't been able to get back a superstar player, and that's what you need to win in the NBA. So, they're going to keep working, and hopefully they keep working their way up power rankings in the next couple of years with a superstar player, because that's what every team needs.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean with the Thunder too, they're another team that's going to be good in a couple of years. Shea earned himself a max deal. Josh Giddey, this is his first season. LeGuence Dort, still super young as well. This team's it's gonna take them a couple of years, but they should be good as long as they don't trade away their pieces. Because look. They got 15 draft picks over the next 3 years for trading away literally everybody.
Yep.
So, this Thunder just nothing excites me about them. Besides Alexander, I don't know who any of these people are. Like I look at their roster. Sure, I know who some of these people are, but I can't name anyone off the top of my head besides Alexander off this team. And yeah, this is the low team. Just I don't see anything happening. I don't see them going up in power rankings in future years. They're definitely not bringing back Paul. Westbrook, I don't know what's up with him, but he might get kicked off the Lakers, but he's not going back there. OKC, not okay. True. Facts. Let's move on to number 22, the Atlanta Hawks.
Cade, you start with this one. This is the team you guys beat in the conference finals, and now they've imploded, it seems like. What do you think, Cade?
The Hawks are good. I mean, like, I could easily see them going on just like this could be just a really bad start to the season, and they could just go on an absolute rampage and just like be one of the best teams in the league. That would not surprise me. I mean, Trae Young is a great leader. Collins shocked me with his athleticism and his skill when the Bucks played him last year in the playoffs. And I still think Capella has a bunch of potential, and like he's awesome on the boards. I think he could add a couple more elements to his game in the paint. He would be a super dominant big guy.
Porter, what do you think about the ATL?
For a team that was just so deep in the playoffs with Trae Young and all those young guys really playing well, it's kind of a disappointing start to the season, especially when you got Trae Young in your team, who's hopefully going to be one of the best players in the league over the next 10 to 15 years. So kind of a disappointing start, but, you know, I'm sure, like you said, they're going to go on a run and they'll be in the playoffs. So we'll see them there.
Yeah. And I do want to point out, these are the losses the Hawks have had over their last, I believe this is 8 losses in a row. You ready for this? Wizards, Sixers, Nets, Jazz, Suns, Warriors, the Jazz again, and then the Nuggets. Those are all teams in our current top 10. Their schedule has been brutal. They'll bounce back.
Getting the hard games out of the way early. Hopefully
there you go.
Goes easier.
Exactly. Keeping it in the South, we got number 21, LaMelo Ball's Charlotte Hornets. And guys, this is another weird team for me. They're 7-7. They look like they're trending exactly to where they were last year.
Yeah.
Never got the big baller brand.
Yeah, if this team's going to be good, LaMelo and Bridges needs to stay healthy the whole year.
Oh, yeah.
And they just need to hardcore carry this team.
That's the truth. Yep.
Never cut out the big baller brand, baby. That's what I got to say.
Folks, now we move on to team number 20. A team that a couple years ago with Kawhi was quite good. And
championship level.
Yeah. They won a championship.
Yeah. Well, it's the Raptors, guys. They are set to be in the play-in tournament right now.
Yeah.
But it's the beginning of the season. Why am I even talking about that? Good defense, bad offense. No stars on this team.
Oh, come on. Okay, let's give Siakam his due credit here.
Okay, fine, Siakam. I like Van Fleet better than whatever.
Van Fleet from Rockford, you know, got to give him the respect. We'll give him that.
Yeah, man.
The thing with the Raptors is that, like, they were such a well-organized team where everybody had a role, and Kawhi was the star. So then when he left, that was a piece out of their entire system. Now Lowry's gone as well. And so you've got a bunch of really good role players. But yeah, like Kamen said, there's no like top 10 player here on the Raptors. They're a team that'll probably upset some people eventually, but not make a deep playoff run. I think we can agree on that.
You think they get rid of their coach at the end of the season?
I think they probably do. His team is like a weird mix of younger and older players. Like you got Scotty Barnes, you got Precious, you got OG Anunoby. Then on the other side, you got Siakam, Van Vliet, and Dragic. So it's like such a weird it's such a weird connection with the team. But I think they'll hang tight. I think they'll hang together with their coach.
All right.
Yeah. Number 19, Sacramento Kings, another really weird team, but another really young team who made a late push last year but couldn't get into the playoffs. What do you guys think? Do you think this team can maybe push forward into the next round this year?
We got Fox.
True, but he's regressed. He's regressed this year. He's scoring like 3 points less than last year, shooting sub 30 from 3. Like he's having a rough go of it so far. Now that's a stud. Now Harrison Barnes.
We love Harrison Barnes. De'Aaron Fox, regressed, but he's still good. I feel like this team could easily make the play-in tournament and definitely go to a second round of the playoffs or whatever. But it's still not an elite team. De'Aaron Fox is certainly not a top 10 player in this league. In the end, they're not going very far.
Porter, anything to add to that?
Nope, not really much in the Sacramento Kings for me.
Fair enough. And we got our man Dobes Drummer Boy in the chat as well, clapping us up. What's up? Thank you so much, Dobes. Be sure to leave a like as well. Everybody who's here, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and to Porter's channel as well. Falcon Boy, I know you were screaming the Kings are not playoff worthy, but the play-in tournament allows like 50 teams to get into the playoff, all right? They can get a 9 seed. 18 Boston Celtics.
We love Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart, but I don't know where the rest of this team is.
They're going to move to 30 if they trade for Ben Simmons. I'll say that. They do not need to go for that guy.
That is true. That's true. Especially because, like, why would you get Simmons? You get him for the defense. That's what Marcus Smart is for. Like, what would Simmons do? Like, it definitely doesn't help that Tatum and Jaylen Brown are having a rough go of the year. But like, when the Celtics click, they click. When Schroeder's passing, Tatum's scoring, Horford's hitting threes, and Smart's locking up on defense. This is a team that scored 50 points on you in a quarter or get 42 scored on you. Yes, that was a Bulls reference. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Well, folks, let's move on to number 17, the Portland Trailblazers. We love Damian Lillard.
You love Dame time, baby.
But he can't hit threes anymore. What's
up? As I said last year, Dame is dead. No playoffs.
Let me take this one.
Dame is dead.
Oh, please.
Dame Lillard is a guy who on any given night can drop and will drop 60 points on your team. And he doesn't need 4 other guys to do it. He'll do it.
True.
Dame Lillard is always a threat.
Facts.
I will say that. He's going to have one of those breakout games because he's Dame time. He already knows that he's time to come in from the clutch. He'll do it. Portland Trailblazers are doing just fine with Dame time.
True, but he's also shooting 26% from 3.
Dame time, baby.
Okay.
He'll know when to start.
All right.
16. Let's go with the Memphis Grizzlies. They are number 9 in the West. They lost to the Pelicans somehow. I don't know how you do that.
Because they had one. They didn't have a travel day. They had to go play the Suns and then go over to New Orleans and play the Pelicans the next night. So they had no rest.
Fair enough. But you know what? I really like how this team crashes the boards and passes the ball well. 2 things I see from this team that are good.
We'll see what happens with them. They got Ja Morant, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
AJ, you got anything?
Moving on, number 15, the New York Knicks. A good team, but a team that doesn't really have an offensive identity. They play great defense and then kind of let Kemba and D Rose and Evan Fournier score 90% of the points. What do you guys think of the Knicks?
I love Derrick Rose.
Oh, yeah, we all do.
Dude, Derrick Rose is awesome.
It's the best.
But you know what? Their offense is still clicking pretty well. It's a good shooting team. Their defense isn't bad. Like you were talking about this team in the playoffs, they were a pretty well-rounded team, to be honest. But like it's just middle of the pack. Like they're not looking elite right now. I could totally see them just like the Hawks popping off at any moment, go on a run. They could be one of the top teams in the East as well.
Fair. Yeah, I don't really have anything to add to that, Porter.
All right.
Nothing.
All right.
Let's go Lakers.
Oh.
Yeah, Lakers at 14. I'll take this.
Yeah.
Never.
Please.
Okay, a team. Yeah, I don't know. LeBron James. He's not. I mean, he's always going to play good. So you can never count out a team that has LeBron James Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook on some occasions.
No, but I think that's why we're counting him out. They have Russell Westbrook, and it's been everywhere that Russell Westbrook has messed this team up. That this team's chemistry was way better than way worse than last year's. It doesn't matter how many big guys they have. They're just not a good team. They're not a team. This is not how teams are supposed to be built.
I mean, this squad 5 years ago with their starting lineup would be possibly the best NBA team of all time, but these guys are kind of aged.
True.
Anthony Davis is still pretty young, but they're all kind of aging stars. Still could be a great team.
Yep.
Still a team I could see winning the championship.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. AJ, you got anything to say about what I said about Russell Westbrook?
I mean, he hasn't been playing that great. I mean, that's about all you can say. Melo's looked good, to be fair, but now LeBron is injured.
Yeah,
and as I've heard him described, this is the old folks' home. They have LeBron, Melo, Westbrook, Davis, DeAndre Jordan, Rondo, Dwight Howard, and Trevor Ariza. So, this is the old folks' home of basketball, but just because they're at 14 after 15 games doesn't mean they're not going to make the playoffs, though. This is still a LeBron-led team. They'll find a way to get into the playoffs. By the way, Jacob Carlson in the comment section. Who wants to know why today's a good day? Well, let us know. And until you tell us, Cademan. Well, there you go. That's very true. But Cademan, sir, Cademan, how about you lead? We have the Bucks at 13. You want to explain why?
Yeah, I put him here for a reason. The Bucks, Brook Lopez has been out almost this whole season. Giannis is going to be out, or Giannis is dealing with injuries right now. Middleton's going to be out for a couple weeks. Holiday was out at the beginning of the season for a while. Portis just came back. So we had a team led by Giannis and Grayson Allen for a long time. No disrespect to Grayson Allen, but I would much rather have Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton than Grayson Allen. Also, it really hurts to have Lopez out because Giannis is not a center. He has to play way differently when he doesn't have Lopez in. He can't play the type of defense he does. He can't everything is different. So I think once we have all our guys healthy, we're going to be one of the best teams in the league last year.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't really have anything to add to that. I think you wrapped it up pretty well. Porter, anything?
Thank you, sir.
Sounds good.
All right. Jacob Carlson says it's a good day because the Bears can't lose today. That is so true. Number 2, Cleveland Cavaliers. Porter, take off the hat. It's disrespectful. Number 12, the Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't think if you had told me that the Cavs would be 9-5 to start the year, 4th in the East with Jarrett Allen, Kevin Love, and Evan Mobley, I would have said you're crazy. But this team can shoot. What? Mm-hmm. Evan Mobley, Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen, Darius Garland. What happened?
Jarrett Allen, baby.
Kevin Love. Kevin Love's just carrying this team. It's not it doesn't have anything to do with Sexton or anyone or Mobley or anyone. It's all Kevin Love, man.
Or Jarrett Allen.
It's all Kevin Love.
Oh, obviously. I love how their last 3 games, neither team has scored over 100 points. That's just it's just the epitome of Cavs basketball. Jacob Carlson, I'm leaving because of this man in Green Bay hat. Jacob, look, if I'm able to hang in with 2 Packers fans to talk with them for 30 straight minutes, you can hang in the comment section. Stay strong, buddy. We got number 11, the LA Clippers, still without Kawhi, and Paul George is carrying this team on his back to an 8-4 record so far.
We saw it last year at the playoffs. They were this close to making the finals. Doesn't surprise me that they're still going to play good, and when Kawhi comes back, finals level team, baby. You're ready to go first.
Mm-hmm.
Cade, what do you think?
Finals level team for sure. Any team that has Kawhi Leonard and Paul George is going to be good, in my opinion. Unless injuries, of course, that'll mess things up like it always does. But these are 2 guys that just seemed to work really well together last year. And the other 3 starters, great. In previous years, they'd built up their bench so that once they finally pulled on a star or two, they didn't have to be in 40 minutes a game. And I really like what they've done, because this seems like a really good team. They built up their bench and got stars after, which I think is kind of different than what a lot of teams have done. They get the stars and then hope that their bench will build up because of that. I like what the Clippers are doing.
Yeah, fair enough. We got Falcon Boy 117 in the comments saying, how are the Clippers ahead of the Lakers? I think I can explain this for us. The Clippers have won more games. Their point guard isn't breaking threes left and right, and LeBron isn't injured on the Clippers. The Clippers are winning more games. The Clippers have had an easier schedule. This isn't a projection of how things are going to go. It's about how the teams are doing right now. And right now, the Lakers aren't better than the Clippers right now. Anything to add to that, boys?
You said it.
The record speaks for itself.
There we go. Perfect. All right, number 10.
Top 10.
Dallas Mavericks. We enter the top 10 with, of course, Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis and Boban. Triple Dirks, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys think about the Mavs?
That's the European squad right there.
Yeah.
You also got my underrated big guy in the league, Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah.
I like him. He's a big guy. He's got a little bit of a mean streak to him. Good player.
Yep. I really wish I had a Luka Doncic rookie card.
Everyone does.
Man, he could just be so good for his entire career if he stays healthy. Like,
oh yeah,
I feel like he could hardcore carry this team. I mean, he's one of the most well-rounded players in the league. He can shoot, he can facilitate, big enough and strong enough to go up and get those boards, and he plays monster defense. I like Luka.
Yeah, very true. I don't really have anything to add to that, except only other thing, another guy I like, Reggie Bullock. You need a bucket. Reggie Bullock's there. He doesn't get that many points per game, but when he needs it, Reggie's there. Number 9, one of the teams that nobody really had any idea how they were going to look at the beginning of the year, with the entirety of the Ben Simmons drama going around. And currently the Sixers are on a losing streak. They've dropped 4 straight games to the Knicks, Bucks, Raptors, and Pacers. But to be fair, they had games on the 6th, 8th, 9th, and 11th. So they have been dead tired so far to start the season. Embiid doing great. Tobias Harris is filling in where he can, even when he's not healthy. And that's the other thing. He and Danny Green aren't healthy, and this team is still 8-6 with Seth Curry and Andre Drummond.
Yep. Well-coached team, Doc Rivers teams always succeed.
Yeah.
Now, will they win a championship? We'll see. But as for now, they're doing good.
Yeah.
Yep. This is like the best shooting team in the league. They are just
one of them, for sure.
At least one of them. They are knocking down shots left and right. But now Joel doesn't have a 6'10" point guard that likes to get rebounds, so he's like the only one getting rebounds, and they are suffering from that. That is maybe like the biggest thing they miss about Ben Simmons. I mean, his defense was nice too, but that was maybe one of the most effective or the most seen things. Because they're 29th in total rebounds right now in the NBA. So they have to change something there. Turnovers are good. Like, they have a great defense, even without Ben Simmons. But just got to up the rebounds. Number 8, Denver Nuggets.
Oh, boy.
Denver Nuggets. The Joker.
Well, guys, the Joker is still here. And they're still great, but they're not scoring as many points as they should be. Just barely over 100 a game, just not enough to stick with the league's elite. They're shooting too many threes. That might be the biggest problem. Shooting way too many threes, and they're not making them. They're 29th on 3-point percentage.
Why settle for 2 when you go for 3?
They just don't know when to stop shooting threes, in my opinion. Like, I don't know. AJ, say something.
I feel like the Nuggets, look, no disrespect to Mr. 50-point playoff Jamal Murray. All right, there is no Jamal Murray disrespect here. But Jokic needs a second star. we've seen in the NBA to win a finals. To win a finals right now, you either have to have 2 studs or a team that is basically perfect in terms of role playing, like the Bucks and the Raptors. Otherwise, you need a Warriors level team to get you there, right? The Nuggets are a very good team with MVP Nikola Jokic, but they don't have a second stud, and I don't know if this is a perfect role-playing team. Michael Porter Jr. has regressed a ton so far to start the year, unfortunately. Aaron Gordon is good, but he hasn't quite hit the ceiling everyone was hoping he would hit when he got traded to the Nuggets. I think they're a good team, but I really don't see him going higher than, consistently 3rd seed in the West, 2nd-round exit. Like, we give the Portland Trailblazers a lot of hate and everything for going 6th and losing in the first round. The Nuggets just win one round, and then they're the exact same team. Hot take.
All right.
Speaking of hot takes. Speaking of hot.
Okay. Yeah. Number 7. The Miami Heat. Bam is looking pretty good. He's not getting as many blocks as he sometimes does, but his defense is still good. He's crashing the boards like a madman. And it helps that he has Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero on his team. Porter, I just remembered, what am I doing? You're a Heat fan. Take it away.
All right. Tyler Hero, top 5 in the league right now. That might be the hottest take you'll hear all day. Tyler Hero is playing. Everyone counted him off. Last year, he didn't really do nothing. Everyone counted him out. But Tyler Hero is back. He's playing as good as Luka. He's playing as good as Trae Young. Jimmy Butler, always expected him to do great. Kyle Lowry, great veteran leader. Bam Adebayo, great big man. And then they got, is it Tucker? Is there other guy?
PJ Tucker.
Tucker, and then I think they have Oladipo on their bench somewhere. So this is a team that is perfectly stacked, that I think that they're going to be at least in the conference finals, and we'll see where they can go from there. That's my take.
All righty.
Yeah, they took a 1-year hiatus after reaching the finals, and then they've just reloaded. They have probably the most underrated point guard in the NBA in Kyle Lowry. Like, this is a multi-time consecutive all-star who never gets the respect he deserves, and they added defensive mastermind PJ Tucker to have one of the deepest benches in basketball currently. And let us not forget, they have arguably the greatest player over the last 3 years, 41-year-old player coach Udonis Haslem. Remember that.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, AJ, let's move on to our number 6. You say it.
Dude, I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy about the Bulls. We're 8-4. I have not been this excited. DeMar DeRozan has pushed past every single fear I've had for him personally. He's scoring like nobody's business. He's dropping buckets everywhere. Yeah, he had a bad game last night. I get it. But other than that, DeMar has had a great start. Zach LaVine is picking up exactly where he left off. Lonzo's become more of a facilitator, which is great. And my boy, Io, out of U of I, is one of the most electric bench players in basketball right now. He comes in, drops 8, and gets mad assists and plays good D. And we don't even have Kobe White back. My one concern about this team is we can't get boards. Look, Vooch is out, and we got outboarded so bad by the Warriors. How is that going to hold up when we go up against Jokic, Giannis, and Joel Embiid? It's not going to go well. I already know because we lost to the 76ers. So that is my biggest concern with the team. But we're a team that could shoot the lights out at a moment's notice unless they're playing Curry. Like I said, ignore Friday night.
Yep.
Like Bulls, we'll see what they can do.
All righty. Well, let's move on to our top 5.
Let's do it.
Last year's finals losers, the number 5 Phoenix Suns. We love Chris Paul. DeAndre Ayton is a beast, and he could be something really special, I'm telling you right now. But number 5, what was I going to say? I had something in my mind, I promise. And I don't know. They're playing at an elite level like they were last year. I could still easily see them going to the finals.
Yeah.
Porter?
I mean, they were there last year. They got close. We'll see what happens this year. I mean, they still got their main 2 guys, Booker and Paul, and they got their 3rd guy, Ayton. So we'll see what happens. Young team besides Chris Paul, great team. See what they can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AJ, you got anything?
Don't got much to add to that. Phoenix, really good, well-rounded team. Let's move on to number 4 because I think I hear some music.
Well, I do too, and it's feeling kind of jazzy in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
And they are looking good. Rudy Gobert is an absolute monster. And I don't even know what else to say. It's just I think of this team, and he's just the man.
Mm-hmm.
You got anything? Am I wrong?
Oh no, you're totally right. Gobert's a beast. Donovan Mitchell's insane. Hassan Whiteside's getting boards. They still have one of my favorite players in the NBA, Mike Conley, and like their starting lineup is so good. They have Donovan Mitchell, they have Rudy Gobert, they have Hassan Whiteside. They can outboard you, they can shoot you. They got Conley off the bench. They got Bojan for whenever they need a deep three. The one thing this team could use better is a Jordan Clarkson that can hit shots. He's starting like 38 from the field. 25 from 3. That is a missing piece, I think, I think once he gets going, I think this team could be finals bound. But we say this every single year. They just got to get past that mental block. They need to stay healthy. But if they can, the Jazz will be dancing all the way to the finals.
Yes, they will.
For real, though. Well, folks, time for our top 3. The Brooklyn Nets are not using Kyrie Irving because of whatever in New York.
And using half of James Harden.
Yeah, but KD is absolutely insane. I don't know how many times I've heard Shannon Sharp, or maybe it's Skip Bayless, maybe both of them saying that KD is the best player on the planet right now.
Yeah.
And at this point, I can't argue with them for how he's playing. I mean, James Harden, cool, but like KD is just absolutely nailing it coming off of last year's playoffs. Just an absolute monster. Maybe the most clutch player in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
KD, MVP candidate for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they have LaMarcus Aldridge back, and he's healthy. He doesn't have a heart problem. And so there you go. You got extra boards, and you got basically an unguardable fadeaway. You got 2 players who you can't stop their fadeaway. You got KD on the left and LaMarcus Aldridge on the right. What do you do?
Harden is always a threat to score.
That's true. That's true.
Politics aside, I've heard some things that Kyrie could be able to come back without getting his stuff, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully he gets to come back.
Yep.
For the sake of the Nets.
And Josiah Rizzo says he's Nets bandwagon all the way. See, look, all of us don't like bandwagon fans, but we're okay with people who admit that they're bandwagon fans. And I'm sure a lot of people are jumping on this bandwagon. Can we agree? This is the most surprising team in basketball right now.
It is.
The number 2 Washington Wizards? What? You get rid of Russell Westbrook and all your problems go away, apparently, in Washington.
Kyle Kuzma he needed some fresh air. He was in LA. He needed to get out.
Yeah.
Kyle Kuzma, what a guy.
Spencer Dinwiddie, he's turned it up to 11.
Yup.
I can't explain this team. Like they're looking too good to be true. Like Bradley Beal's playing out of his mind. Like it's not like all the scoring we've seen from him, but just still like a great overall player. Kuzma, love him. Trying to remember his name, how to say it.
Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
I got part of it at least. We were 2/3 of the way there. But you know what? I just feel like this team has something going on right now that might not last. I could be totally wrong.
Trust this team later down the year?
What?
Do you trust this team later in the year?
I don't. I feel like Bradley Beal can't carry them the whole way there.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like every team that's going to the finals needs 1 star or 2 stars or 1 star and 2 guys that are at least like good, like good, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just like every other team on this top 10 list, it seems like Bradley Beal, top 10 player, most, in my opinion. But there's no one else on this list that's close.
Yeah. And they're such a weird team. Like, let me read you their starting lineup. Spencer Dinwiddie, Bradley Beal, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Kyle Kuzma, and Daniel Gafford. That's the number 2 team in basketball? It's nuts.
That's what I'm saying.
It's nuts. And I think a big reason is because their team is shooting lights out from 3. Dinwiddie, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Kyle Kuzma are all 30% from 3 or more. The only one who's not, other than Daniel Gafford, who has not taken a 3 this year, is Bradley Beal. And that's scary, knowing that Bradley Beal isn't at 100% and they're the best team in the East. That is scary.
How long it lasts, though?
Probably like a month more.
Good to last, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, folks, if you've been watching this whole time, then you know our number 1 is, in fact, the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Seth Curry's back, and I don't even know what else to say. Like, he's just insane. He's the other MVP dude.
Yeah. This team is like they didn't even do that much like in the offseason, and this is a team that still doesn't have Klay Thompson and still doesn't have James Wiseman. So your starting center and shooting guard are both out. They're 11-1. Iguodala's a force off the bench. Draymond is doing everything basically, and then Jordan Poole is hitting everything left and right. It's nuts. Now, granted, to be fair, they have not had that hard of a schedule. They had the Bulls, but then T-Wolves, Hawks, Rockets, Pelicans, Hornets, Thunder. They haven't played any of the Nuggets, any of the Jazz, any of the Wizards in the NBA right now outside of the Bulls, which is a game they won very well. So, granted, they haven't had a huge test yet, but they're 11-1 for a reason.
Yeah, and it's not like all their games have been close against these bad teams. Like, they've been winning them handily, and they beat the Bulls by
they beat them by
close to 30?
Basically 25.
What was it? 119 to 93.
Yeah.
This is a good team.
Yeah. Curry's shooting 40.5% from 3
right now.
Curry's shooting 40%.
We always knew that Golden State would be back. We knew they were going to come back eventually. They're back now, number 1 team in the NBA right now. We'll see how long that lasts, but they're all going to get better because they're going to get their 2 guys back eventually. So this is the finals team if everyone's healthy and everyone's ready to go.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, that pretty much that wraps up all of our teams, guys. That's our NBA power rankings. There you go. And really fast, Porter, I'm going to put you on the spot right here. You get 30 seconds to answer each question. You ready for this? You have no idea what they are. Caveman doesn't know what these are either. Who's your NBA MVP so far?
Here we go.
Tyler Hero.
Okay. How have you liked the new NBA foul rulings?
I saw some videos of some guys, doing some crazy shots, and they got called for the foul. So it's just a big culture change. I think it's good because some of these are not fouls if the guys swapping. So I think they're good.
Fair enough. Pick one bottom 15 team to bandwagon to the playoffs. Not necessarily a finals, just playoffs.
Bottom 15 team to bandwagon to the playoffs is probably the well-coached team, probably the best coached team, San Antonio Spurs. Bottom 15. Watch out for those guys.
There you go. Cademan, same question. Pick one bottom team to bandwagon.
Okay, so I was going to say the Spurs, actually, but I don't want to talk Porter because that looks kind of suspicious. So let's go with the Hawks. They're bottom 15 right now.
Good choice.
Why not bandwagon with Trae Young, man?
Good choice. Who's your NBA MVP so far?
KD.
Okay. How have you liked the foul rulings?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the foul rulings are weak calls. Like,
well, that's what they're taking out though. Like, you can't get those weak calls anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I get that like the Devin Booker, like, make it fake Chris Paul type thing. Mm-hmm. They are trying to get rid of it, but it's still so much there.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a process.
Like, if you're watching, it's still so there. Yeah, it's a process. So we'll see how it changes. Ask me in like 2 months.
Fair enough. Real quick, I'll say one bottom team to bandwagon for me. I can't say the Bucks because that's cheating. I'll say the Celtics. I think they're going to eventually get it together and make a good playoff run. NBA MVP so far for me is Steph Curry. He's insane right now. And yes, I'm loving the new NBA foul rulings. I'm watching the Nets, and Harden can't snake his arm up under somebody and get a call anymore. Literally, Porter's got it going on. I love it. You can't do it anymore, and that's led to him and Trae Young and other players not being able to A, get as many free throws, and B, have to actually fight for contested shots. I'm loving it so far.
But Chris Paul still does it because he's been in the league for like 20 years and knows how to get these refs.
Knows all the refs.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, we're just used to it at this point. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's our NBA power rankings. Porter, thank you so much for tuning in. And like we do to all of our guests, we ask them pull out a piece of sports stuff or memorabilia or anything. What do you got for us today, sir?
I got probably two. All right, I got two football cards. One card is valuable. One card is just my favorite card. I have the hold out of the case so it doesn't reflect. Clay Matthews autographed jersey card. That's my favorite player of all time.
Does that come with a football too? It looks like there's something else there.
It's just a red and white jersey insert on it. So, football, he may or may not have taken steroids. Still my favorite player. And then this card.
Fair enough.
This card is worth a lot of money, a couple hundred at least. I've looked it up. Devontae Adams autographed jersey card. Bought this for $15 about 5 years back, whenever he came in the league. Panned out very well. So those are two sports memorabilia I have.
Very nice. Right. Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will about do it for the Allied Rivals podcast. This has been our NBA Power Rankings video featuring Porter Drinks of the one and only Porter Drinks channel. His link is in the description and on our homepage as well. Be sure to go check him out and give him a subscribe. And while you're doing that, like and subscribe here as well. Yeah, thanks, dude. Thank you so much, Porter, for tuning in. We really appreciate having you, man. It's been awesome.
I really enjoyed it.
This was maybe like the fastest 50 minutes I've ever had in my life.
It was a great time. I enjoyed watching or talking about the NBA. I can't wait to come back. Talk about the NFL sometime.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We might have to get you on playoff time. See what you think about that point.
Playoff opinions. I got some.
All right, perfect. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the chat. Chat was blowing up today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to drop a like as well. And like Falcon Boy said, go out and order a McZion tomorrow.
Do it.
That's funny.
Have a good day, you guys.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.